Alright, so as you can see, I've got 90 something, 95, 98 frames per second. Woo! Alright! And you can see I've got shadow quality at low because this is terrible. Worst setting in World of Warcraft. Liquid detail on good because really who cares? I can see in the water. Doesn't need to be high. Ultra. Sun shafts disabled. Why? Guess what? It reduces frames. Particle density, good. Why? I can still see everybody's stupid spell effects. High? Well, that reduces frames. If you decrease SSAO, it will greatly increase performance, increasing your frames per second. For my 750 Ti, that's fine. At depth effects, it doesn't do anything for me. You can leave it on high, it doesn't do anything at all for frames. Lighting quality will reduce some frames, but again, you can leave that on high if you've got a 750 Ti or higher. Outline mode. Guess what? Reduces frames. Even though it's on good, you can still see it. View distance, you can pump that up to 10 if you want. It doesn't matter. If you've got a very crappy CPU, maybe 5. It's basically the amount you can see in front of you, but the actual screen will basically start giving you the shadow effect around you. If you have it, for instance, at 1 compared to 10. The fog of war, I mean, shadow effect. Blizzard's fog of war. Environmental detail. Well, you can go like this with that. I normally do have it at 1. I don't know how it got up to 10. Maybe it was that restart from their settings. Doesn't really do much, as you've seen there. Oops. As you can see here, it doesn't really change much. See that? Just flashes. Not much of a difference. Ground clutter, always decrease this to 1 unless you want to lose frames. Projected textures. You can disable it if you want to increase your performance a little bit. I don't mind it. With my 750 Ti, I used to have this at 8. Guess what? 16? Didn't notice any decrease in performance at all. Texture resolution. You can leave that on high if you got a 750 Ti or higher. It will increase performance though the lower you go. Vertical sync. I've been trying this as disabled, and to be honest, I'm not getting any tears whatsoever in game. Anti-aliases. I've actually turned that off. I used to have it on FXAA high. Didn't notice any difference. Not one bit. Your main culprit that got changed, well, one of the main things that got changed in 7.2 for some reason, all the settings here got changed. Everything. I had to go back and change them myself. I probably screwed that up right there. Should have been 1. But display mode, make sure that's not on Windows full screen. That will slow down your actual frames per second. Remember, the higher resolution you go, I can't go any higher, that's as high as my monitor goes, but the higher your actual resolution goes, the more strain you put on your CPU and video card, which will decrease performance. On the Advanced tab, disabled on triple buffering, I don't need it, neither do you. Reduced input lag, disabled, will help your frame rates if you have it disabled. Hardware cursor, well, I like to, have a little bit of responsiveness. This doesn't cause any issues for me being enabled. MSAA, none. You can go up here, but you're going to lose performance, I guarantee. When MSAA is disabled or none, make sure this is enabled. You do not want this on anything when you do not have anti-aliasing on. But when you do, you can set it to whatever option you choose in the graphics tab. Resample quality. I always go for bilinear, I don't know. I've never once gone for bicubic. Graphics API. If you're on Windows 10, which I hope everybody is by now, you can put it on DirectX 11. This will greatly increase your performance. Change setting. Oh, DirectX 11. I keep my UI scale at 1. Why? Because my UI has its own resizing options. Why the heck would I want Blizzard doing that when my UI can do it? Same thing with render scale. I keep it at 100%. There's no reason to change this. Another big culprit, if you guys want frames, this slider can be set to anything. I limit it at 100, but just for testing purposes so you can see. Bam! 165! I can actually get up to 200, or 220 I think it was in some places. Your max background FPS. This is basically a setting that you do not want high. You do not want it high. Because if WoW is running in the background, what's the point? You're obviously either in window mode or you're alt-tabbed. Now, for some reason or another, I'm showing new character models. Maybe I liked them, I don't remember. I don't remember having this checked off, though. But I am running a 64-bit operating system, so... Hey. Yeah. Anyways, that's how you get your frames up, folks. I'm running a 750 NVIDIA Ti with 2 gigabytes. It's not a great card, but it runs WoW absolutely fine. I'm also running what am I running for a CPU? I'm running a i5 quad core. I believe it's a 6th gen 6400 CPU. You can check it out in the information on YouTube's video here, and you'll see everything I'm running. I am running 32 gigabytes of RAM DDR4. My machine isn't that much of a slug other than my video card. But I still managed to pull 98 frames per second to almost 150 to 200. Why? Because my settings are a little better equipped to deal with all the things in World of Warcraft. Think about all the effects that go off from everybody going around. Mages shooting off their missiles and everything. Shamans shooting off their lightning bolts. This is how you get your frames up. Anyways, like and subscribe to the video. This will help you, I guarantee.